Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Shantz. I'm joined alongside a good friend of mine, a former teammate. This has been in the making for a while. My computer was like, hey, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather real quick, and the episode's going to be delayed. But guess what? The delay is over. We got Jaden Terry, JT, on the show. My guy, what's going on with you?
Man, Chase, I appreciate you having me, my guy. It's been like you said, it's been in the making for years now. Honestly, we've been trying to get this going on. Computer messed up, people got stuff going on. So, man, I'm glad to be here, bro. I'm glad to see what you do out here doing. You got a good podcast, so glad to be on here, bro. So
I appreciate
it. The real, I don't know. This is really the GOAT. Like, I don't really know. This is really the GOAT, Chase. So I'm honored to be here right now,
dude. I appreciate the high praise and everything, but man, like. And the thing is, like, you know, we got respect both ways for each other. And then on the basketball court, man, you was a big, like, starting point for when I got to school. And honestly, we both were at, you know, a new school at that time. And
absolutely.
It was kind of showing me the ropes and everything and helping me out with that. So I appreciate your guidance that you gave me on the basketball court, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. And, you know, at the time we was, you know, like you said, first year in the new team, but I was the vet, really, I guess. He was a freshman coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freshman coming in.
Oh, yeah, young freshman coming in.
Young freshman coming in, man. This is a real point forward right here. This is the real Al Horford. This is
I hear that.
Come on, the real Al Horford. But we connected. We got to Earlham College, D3 in Richmond. So I transferred there after, you know, some basketball at D2, and then me and you met up there, and then our pick and roll, we was legendary in practice, baby. We were getting it in.
That's a fact, man.
We got it in the game. So I mean, we had a good run.
Definitely did, man. It was cool. It was cool while it lasted and everything. But
we ain't even gonna talk about the what's the series called on Netflix?
Last Chance, you man. The whole time.
The real Last Chance.
Oh my gosh! If they would,
I promise. If Cut to the Chase podcast had us record and everything.
Oh my gosh!
Real Last Chance, you.
Bro, I still remember that, man. I still remember.
Yeah, great time for Earlham, though.
It was. You know, it's funny how we all just ended up at that spot, and it's like, oh yeah, we all from so many different spots, and we end up in tiny ass Richmond, out of all places. You know?
Richmond in Indiana, an hour from Indianapolis, an hour from Dayton. So everything is, you know, there's nothing around there, really. So it's nothing. But you know, we connected there, like you said, that first year we got there. I mean, I think we had a good team that year.
Yeah.
Pretty good team. Like I said, we had some stuff going. We had Last Chance U in the background, so it was some stuff we couldn't control back then.
That's true.
Great time. I mean, we like I said, we was killing in practice, killing in the game. So that was fun playing with you, man. So this is the real, like I said, Al Horford. You mix with a little Jokic, so he can bring the ball up the court. I would let Chase bring the ball up the court during practice. Like, Chase, come on, bro, you got it.
Oh my gosh,
you can bring it up. Come on, Chase.
I'll tell you, man. I bring the ball up the court. I'll be a little winded. I'm like, all right, come here, JT. Come over here.
Let's get your handoff over here. Let it go. Yes, sir.
Man, that's what it was. But so I know, like. So high school ball, you're at Lawrence North or Central?
No, don't ever.
That's what I was gonna say. I know it's one or the other.
We don't do that. Lawrence North.
I got you. All right, we'll wipe that. Lawrence North. All right. So your time at Lawrence North.
No. Lawrence Central.
I am so sorry about that.
Central.
All right. That is.
Are you trolling me?
We cool like that. I ain't trying to troll you, but again, you know, I play little jokes here and there, everywhere and stuff like that. But Lawrence Central.
I went to Lawrence Central out of Indianapolis. But Lawrence North was our rival, so that's why we gotta. I can't really even.
So you know them though. You know them.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah. Got a few players come out of there. But when I was going there, I started there 2016. 2014. Then I graduated 2018. My sophomore year, we had, I mean, I'm sure people know Kyle Guy, played at Virginia. He played in the league for a little bit. Other few good players that came through there, Nigel Pack, DeAndre Davis. He was there on my senior. When I was a senior, Nigel Pack, he's at Oklahoma right now. Dre Davis, he's in the draft. He just finished the year at, where was he at? Ole Miss. Tay Davis, so he's about to go to Oklahoma too right now. So our team has been our team was pretty good in high school. Unfortunately, that same year we ran into a pretty good Warren Central team out in Far East Indianapolis. They went 32-0 in Indiana. So first time I think ever that ever happened.
Wow.
So I mean, like David Bell, if you know who that is.
Yep. Oh yeah.
For the Browns, he was on that team. So it was good. We had in Indianapolis. I think we got the best hoops. I think we got the best hoops scene that you can find, honestly, in the Midwest, East Coast. I think Indianapolis got it unlocked.
I tell you, like, everybody knows that it doesn't really matter what age group of basketball it is. It could be, obviously, you're talking about the Pacers. We'll talk about that in a minute, but you got,
it's the Indiana basketball.
It's Indiana. Yeah, it runs in the blood, man. That's what it is.
And people say that like it's kind of cliche here to say that, but it really is different here. Indiana basketball is different, as you can see right now. I mean, the Pacers they just came off a crazy win last night. Shout out Tyrese Halliburton. That was crazy. What the hell? That was crazy. That was crazy. Did you watch that game?
I did. It was. I watched it. I watched like about 3/4 worth, and I was like, I don't know if they're gonna make this comeback. I'm like, okay, it's the Pacers. They make that comeback when it's around. They're down 7 minutes. They're down like 7 points of the minute to go all the time. It feels like in the playoffs.
Right. And then somehow they know how to chop. They just drop one possession at a time. They get easy buckets. They score and they get stops. When they get timely stops, I wouldn't say stops all the time because they were down almost 20. So. They get timely stops, and at the end, I mean, give it to the person that really the clutch player of the year. I think they should swap roles. I think the award should be swapped between Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton.
They have to.
I think Tyrese got clutch player. I think Brunson should have got most overrated.
I agree at that rate because you're looking, and I was looking at the bar yesterday when like right before Halliburton hit the shot and everything. The Pacers were on a 10-2 run in the final 2 minutes of the game, and they were down 9 points with 2.5 minutes to go, and then just out of nowhere they start hitting threes. They start getting to the bucket, getting stops against a Thunder team. They
get down. They know how to fight back. They get down. The game is almost over. We got 5 minutes left, fellas. Let's turn up. And that's what they do. They give it to who they need to give it to. They make shots. They get stops, and at the end of it, you got to win. However you did it, you got it. So you got to win. But yeah, it's just different here in Indiana. We miracles happen like that for people in Indiana basketball, Indianapolis, really. But it's lit over here.
That's a fact.
It's lit over here.
That's a fact, man.
It's different though. Like I said, I mean, back to high school. So high school basketball is so different than we were playing NBA players basically every night, high Division I college players. So like I said, Indiana is just different. It's a different basketball scene.
When did you first pick up a basketball and really know this is what your true love was? Man,
that's crazy. So I would probably say seriously, I started playing basketball at probably 3, and I never stopped. It was something. My brother played basketball. He played overseas. So I mean, playing with him, he was always around playing basketball. Both my parents played basketball, so it was just in my blood. And once I got the ball in my hands, I was always around him. My dad was a coach at the high school I went to, where my brother also went and played there. So he was there playing. My dad was coaching. My brother's 7 years older than me, so I was little, just running around the gym, got the ball, shooting. I'm playing against people 3 times my age. So it was fun, just having the ball in my hand and having fun as a kid. So that was always fun to me. And then I just rolled with it. And then that was, after a while, I was pretty good. I would say when I was younger, small, but I was fast, I was quick. So it was easier for me to get around a lot of people and stuff like that. So my dad had me playing against a lot of older people. And my brother, he's 7 years older than me. So that definitely helped me playing against people my age or whatever. So I was always playing against older kids, though, older people, my brother's friends, and like I said, people in high school. So like I said, I just kept the ball in my hand. I always played every summer, every winter, every fall, every spring. I played basketball. That was one thing I did. So I loved it. My parents, they put me in the right positions to be able to do what I need to do, AAU or camps and training. So I was able to get that type of stuff and do that type of stuff pretty frequently. So AAU, had a good time, college, high school. So it was fun, man. I love basketball still. I mean, obviously still play now, but, that's just that's the root of it. It was, being a kid and having fun with it.
So Lawrence Central, I did not mess that up. Lawrence Central. All right.
Yeah.
So you went from Lawrence Central, and you went over to Tiffin. What was that whole process like? And, the recruiting avenues and everything that looked like there. And how did your time at Tiffin shape you into the player that you've become today?
Yeah, it was interesting. I won't say anything. I will never say it was bad. It was definitely interesting though. It definitely helped me. So leading up to that, like in high school, I was getting, I would say small schools in Indiana recruited. I had a few D2s, different places. So I was getting recruited kind of sporadically. So my freshman year of high school, I played JV. Sophomore year, played JV, dressed varsity for like sectionals. So like the end of the season, and then junior year, senior year, I played varsity. So I didn't really start getting recruited, I would say, until my sophomore year summer, like AAU. I had a pretty good tournament in Vegas one time and had a few Division I coaches talking to me. Nothing crazy, but with some confidence in that. So I took that with me and then went to a few camps, D3, D2, performed well. And that's kind of, I had to kind of grind to get it. I wasn't really that sought after around a lot of stars. I mean, on my team, like I said, we had DeAndre Davis, Nigel Pack, Jake LaRavia was on our team. Like I said, Kyle Guy, that was my sophomore year, but yeah. So I had to just get it through AAU really. So I played a lot of AAU, had an Indiana Elite team. I'm sure people have heard of Indiana Elite. That's a humongous AAU program in Indiana, and they got now probably 1 million teams. So, but played with them, and then, like I said, just connected, played well, and went to camps, grinded it out. So I started getting recruited by my Tiffin coach was at St. Joe College, which was in somewhere in Indiana, I forget, small D2 at the time. The Pumas, they ended up getting shut down. So he was recruiting me there, went to a camp. His name is Tom Church. Shout out to my coach, Tom Church. I forget where he's at now, but good guy, good coach. Definitely helped me a lot. But so they recruited me there through my sophomore year, junior year. That school got shut down, so that threw me off because I liked him as a coach, thought it would pan out. Then he went to IU Kokomo, was going to actually commit there because he was there. Then he ended up calling me on his way to Tiffin, saying he got the job there apparently, and then got the job. He's like, I want you to come with me. So I was like, cool. And that was really my only school that I felt that was really recruiting me hard enough that I feel like he really wanted me. So went out there, trusted him. Went out there, I said, I committed there my senior year. I came to a few games my high school year, AAU. So built a connection through there. Went to Tiffin going 2018. So then I got there and, built a relationship there and had a decent run. My freshman year, I had a few senior guards in front of me, junior guards. So it's college. I had to sit the bench and watch them figure out what to do in college. Because college was it's a different process than high school basketball. High school, you get a little more freedom. In my situation, I had that much freedom, but you get a little more freedom. It's a little less organized in a sense, shot clock and all that other type of stuff. So it was a difficult transition at first, but ended up panning out and helping me.
Yeah, and again, I think the question that I want to ask is, with you being such a talented player, and everyone has different roads that they go down and everything, especially transferring and all that. I think the biggest question for me is such a talented player and so many places. Richmond, why? What happened? And I'm so glad for it. Okay, I'm so glad for it. You look behind, it's the defensive player of the year. All right, and he could score too. All right, I know, but Richmond, what happened?
Okay, so let's talk about that process from Tiffin to Earlham. So now, where COVID happened my sophomore year. So my sophomore year, I had a pretty good year coming off the bench at Tiffin. So I took that, and that was kind of when the transfer portal started really kicking off. It was 2019, 2020. Yeah. So I was interested in it and saw it. And at the time, I know you could get a year back. So I was like, all right, I can transfer, get another year back. Because I liked my situation there, but I could see that it was going a different way. And my coach wasn't what I felt was putting his chips all the way in with me at the same time as the whole team. So we just, parted ways. It wasn't no slight or anything towards him, but went to a different direction. Like I said, Tom Church, he helped me a lot at Tiffin. So taking that Division II, that work ethic, that process, that different grind, it's a different grind, D2 and D3. So taking that with me into D3, it helped me a lot. So, but going there, I ended up transferring. I ended up going home actually that whole 2020, 2021. So I didn't play at all. I had a gap year. So 2020 to 2021 is when I didn't play at all. I was at home. I was taking online classes, working out. That was during COVID though, so I didn't play during the COVID year. So then that next year, I was getting recruited because that was when I was kind of going back to school, and then transfer portal, my name was in there, so I had a few schools calling me. But then my trainer at the time, I think my trainer at the time, he was good friends with our coach at Earlham, Joe Shores, or Joe Shore, sorry. There, and so they connected and ended up, coming to a few workouts when I was working out at home, and then Joe ended up calling me, talking, texting me. So then we ended up in a relationship, and then he fly me out there. He had me shoot out there on a random, I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. Went on a visit. It was like kind of my only real school at the time, but it was also close to home. Also, at the time, me and Joe had a good relationship, so we, talked about some stuff, and he made me feel like, we could have a really good team there. So went all in with Joe, and then went to Earlham. So the thing isn't being from here, I never even heard of Earlham before.
Like, a lot of people haven't, I
never heard of them. One of my closest friends now though he was getting recruited by them, which I did know, but he was older than me. He ended up telling me about it. So just hearing about it from him, and then being in Richmond with Joe for one day, I figured out where Earlham was. But I never also really been to Richmond. I knew Richmond High School, Northeastern High School that's out there. So shout out Colden. But yeah, so I didn't ever heard about it. And then he showed it to me, and I liked it for what it was. And then the gym was really nice though. I love the gym actually. So yeah, it was a good time, good visit, and Joe made it good. So I went all in. So it was a difficult transition in the sense of like Division II to D3, like player wise, like everybody wasn't the most skilled player on our team, but everybody was okay. But Division II is just, you got dogs from everywhere. Like it's different. So, but just that adjustment and just like the process of, running different plays and different systems and clock management, that type of stuff. That part of it was different. So it took me a few games to get it down, but a few practices and a few mistakes, but it was good. I would think so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, that's why they have those levels. You got D3, D2, D1, NAIA, and everything else. That's so JUCO. There's
but
so
with that though, like a lot of players now, they focus on being that high major D1, D2. That I don't think that matters as much. It's just more of the play styles and obviously the level of players. But if you can hoop anywhere. They're gonna come find you. So
exactly, that's the big thing, and. If people realize that when you're playing in the game, again, it's like just because, like people are playing deep, there were some very good players in Division III basketball. That is like no doubt. All right.
Yeah, we had a kid from Anderson. What was his name? He was nice at Anderson. He had a few guys at Anderson, Manchester. We had some good battles. So it was a good player to be ran into. We played out in where did we play? We had a trip one time, didn't we?
We did. I don't know if I was with you guys at that point.
Shout out Chase. Yeah, I don't even know the story.
Oh my gosh! That was a time that I'll tell you about off camera. But
that's off camera talk.
But I'll say, man, what is one of your favorite Earlham, like just basketball stories that you can tell?
Basketball
that you can tell,
I can tell. Yeah. Okay. Let me think.
You got to go through the checklist real quick.
Yeah, I'm scrolling right now because it gets lethal.
It does.
Okay. Damn. That one, I don't know if I can tell that one either.
Or any of them, really. That's the big thing.
We'll start with this because we'll keep it PG for right now. We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna do that off the camera. But so we'll talk about let's see. We played Bluffton. Were you with us then?
I literally I literally just talked to my friends about this, but continue. Perfect.
Okay, so
Perfect.
Bluffton. So, well, I mean, I think it's fitting for the moment. Tyrese Halliburton, he hit a game winner last night. So Bluffton, it was a rough game. I think it was a bad game. We were at Bluffton, and I mean, I don't even know, like, none of the stars were even playing that game. And I don't know why we weren't playing, but it was kind of like a resting type, I think, was what our coach was saying. He was trying to rest us, thought we was going to win. But they ended up playing well. So we had our freshmen in at the time. So they were playing funny, shout out Bud, big Bud got in there and got to work. Shout out Bud. But went in there and got to work. So then, it came down to third or second half. We ended up coming back a little bit. And we in the huddle. I just remember this is what we think we're down 1. Are we down?
I think it was down 1. 2? Was it 2 or 1? I can't remember.
We were down 2. You're right. We were down 2.
Yeah.
So we're down 2. I remember we we were down 2 with about 9 seconds left. Mm-hmm. Joe dropped a play. He he told me and Colden to run basically a pick and pop, a ghost screen.
Yep.
And Colden, I think he come talk to me. He was like, "You gonna hit me?" I was like, "No, just go get the rebound." So it was no intentions on passing the ball, and Joe told me to pass the ball to Colden. Yeah. And which Colden, that's my guy. Colden can always get the last shot. I had my boy T Mac in the corner too. Shout out Tommy. My boy Josh Ozan down there with me. But we had killers everywhere, so it wasn't like if I would have passed it, I wasn't gonna be messed up about it anyway.
Yeah.
But I just had to lock in. It was different. Right there. I had to get on my Hallie. So Cody come talk to me like, "You gonna pass it to me?" I'm like, "Nah, just get the rebound if I miss." So then we come off a handoff, and I faked the handoff to him. He supposed to hand it off to him. I didn't even hear nothing Joe said, to be honest with you. Like it was just lock in time.
Yep.
I locked in. So boom, catch it, one dribble, handoff, pull up, 3 ball, game, send them home. So that was probably and then we get in the locker room, we turned up, and then our coach come in there turning up. First time I seen him jump up in the air. We was he had the stability to do all that. He was how our coach was, but shout out to our coach, man. He good dude. So
man,
that was probably the one story I can kind of tell off for it. We got a lot of off the camera stories.
A lot of off camera stories. I
chance you. That was I'm gonna give y'all this one. I'll give y'all this one story. Hold on. One story. So we had, I'm not gonna say his name, but we had a dude on this team. He was from Florida. He was probably like 5'4". I think you know who I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm talking about. Shout out, bro. Hope you're doing all right out there. Yeah. Hopefully, if you see this, you're doing good. But shout out him. He good dude. But yeah, so Christmas break come around. We get done with practice. At this time, we get ready to go home. Everybody catching their flights, taking to the airport, whatever. And so our teammate, he was like, "Yeah, we'll see you when we get back. First day of practice, whatever. We got practice on the 27th because our coach was weird and won't ask to come back on the day after Christmas or whatever. So come back the 26th or 27th. He's like, all right, I'm gonna see y'all then. We're gonna see y'all then. The next practice we get there, bro, not there. Right. Yeah. So now we a little worried. We like, where's bro?
Yeah, you good?
Florida, man. Turns out he just packed it up. He just took off. He didn't even want to come back. So I can give you I can guess one increment of what we had.
Increment of what happened.
Like, that little bit. Like literally, dude just didn't show back up. He went home. He had our coach take him to the airport, packed all his bags, and never came back. Told him he was gonna come back. Say, I'm gonna be at practice this day, this time. Cool. Never came back.
I'm gonna tell you,
he's fine. Like everything was good.
Yeah, everything exactly. Fine. But
the deuce is up on us.
I'm gonna tell you this, JT. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, I need to hear something from
you. It's about this. I had a conversation with Bud, all right, and he was like, "Man, this is real life." MF was just packing their stuff up and leaving. We might not ever see them again.
Never see them again. That's what. And one thing I noticed about our coach, he would recruit for that reason. So we had like 18 players on our team one time, right? And we started off with like 18 players. We finished our season with how many players?
Like 9,
6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. We barely had enough. Like, no, seriously, I think our last because I had got COVID too. I think that was my second year. My first or second year, I got COVID. So we were down some players, but at that time we were also people that got kicked off the team or didn't just come back. So we were 7 players on the bench, I think, one time.
That was wild.
Bro.
That was wild.
Players on the bench. We had, Chase was playing the PG. Chase you had a good game one time, I feel like.
There was
straight because I wasn't playing. Shout out.
Yeah, it was. You had COVID, and I had a couple buckets and stuff. It was nothing crazy, but
y'all, man, he was getting 10, 10, and 10. Like I know the stats don't prove it sometimes. 10, he's a triple-double machine. The best big man passer I've played with, hands down.
I appreciate that, considering all the people you've played with. But and before we get on out of here and stuff, and we'll obviously talk some stuff off camera. But man, so overseas is what you're looking at right now and everything. I just want to say, what is the best part of your game, and what is the next step for you in trying to pursue into your basketball career going forward?
It's a great question, Chase. I'll say the best part of my game is the ability to create. And so what I mean by that is, defensively creating stops, creating havoc, creating, steals, turnovers, tips, anything, creating. Offensively creating for others, getting people open, creating off the dribble buckets, creating stuff off the ball screen, creating plays. That's what I want to do, is create plays for us to win the game. So I would say just creating. I would say improving with that, though, is creating with the best way I can say, with stable mindset in it, not trying to be greedy with it, letting the game come to you, good pace with everything. Pace is important in basketball, offense and defense, being able to pace and see the floor, read the defense, read the offense while you playing defense, stuff like that. So, that's what I just think about. That's how, defensive player of the year back here. So I just thought about that. But defense, I would say, probably is a major part of my game. But then going forward, I'll be playing in the Dizzy runs here. Indianapolis, Indiana, ran by Kyle Guy and Derek Grant. We playing in that this summer. Playing in the TBT tournament with Fail Harder with Kyle Guy's team again. Shout out, bro. That's me and Kyle. We've been locked in forever, so that's my guy. So we always try to he try to get us in the right situation so we can showcase what we can do. So TBT will be doing that, and then going to a few camps, few agency tryouts and stuff. So trying to get overseas. So I should have a few calls hopefully in the next month or so about, some stuff in the fall and going into the winter. But that's the goal, man. Trying to get overall get to the Euro League, which that takes some time. So we're gonna try to manage it out through there, and then just let God keep blessing me with the ability to keep playing basketball until I can't play no more. So I want to do that. Yeah, I want to be like Bron.
Straight up, man. But that's the big thing, man. That's the big thing. Obviously you keep putting in that work, keep putting that faith in the Lord, and good things are going to continue to happen for you, JT, man. I appreciate you coming on the show and stopping by and stuff and getting a chance to talk about some things from the past, man. This was fun.
No, this was fun, bro. I appreciate it. You need to keep doing what you're doing on here, man. You got great content. I see you out here, man. You're gonna be you coming up. This is good. I love this, man. It's just sick that I went to school with you and get to see literally how this transitioned out. I saw you wanted to be in the box up there calling the Earlham soccer games and stuff. So just seeing that you really wanted to do that and really chase that dream, bro. Even through basketball, even the obstacles you had to go through. That knows you wanted to play, but this is your passion. You want to do that. So proud of you, bro. This is sick. So
I appreciate that. Likewise, and again, this has been a great episode of the Cut to the Chase Sports Podcast, and we'll see you guys next time on our channel.
Yes, sir.